how do we stop only complimenting each other based on our looks?
Yeah.
How do we bring more like value stuff into it? And the way we do that is by sharing our experiences of other things we're doing
Yeah. Yeah.
outside of the way that we look or appear on social media
Yeah.
and to each other.
Yeah.
So sometimes I meet my friends and we just don't wear any makeup. And so nobody talks about
Yeah.
the new skincare or how your hair looks or
Yeah,
like the new
yeah.
eyeliner you're wearing because
And it's,
you're not wearing anything.
yeah, it's so funny because when you look at the guys, that's never a topic of conversation.
Yeah.
What you look like. It's
Yeah.
what's going on? How's this thing that you're doing?
Yes.
You know, what did you watch the football last night? You know, it's
Yes.
never about, oh, what's your skincare routine?
Yeah,
You know, like how,
literally.
yeah, it's not something that's ever been taught for them to do, which I think that's why as well, you know, they go walk into a room and they'll just bond straight away. Whereas women walk into a room and because we've been taught to, I guess, be pitted against each other.
Yeah.
There's not always, but sometimes there's, oh my God, you know, I can't.
It's a bit of a barrier.
Yeah, yeah. And it shouldn't be there. We should be trying to change that stereotype, you know, believing that there is space for everybody, you know, regardless of, you know, what you look like, you know, or, you know, what you do, there's space for everybody. And I think until we start to, you know, bring other women in and be like, hey, you know, I can help you with this, just like the guys do, you know, we can help each other. I
So
think,
true.
you know, it's not going to change. We need to change. That's
I love that. What's one compliment you're going to give to like a friend or a loved one that's not based on their looks?
I guess I'm really big on energy, and
Yes.
it would be more about, you know, I love the energy that you have. I love how passionate you are about the things that you're doing right now. I love
Yeah.
the, you know, the focus, the determination, the bravery to, you know, be able to step outside of the box in a man's world.
Yes. Bravery is actually a really good one because I think that women are so brave and we are so strong and we're also so talented. You know, the amount that women have to go through with their bodies when they're giving birth.
Yeah.
You know, men just couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And instead of just constantly focusing about what we look like, what size we are, what we're eating, what our skincare routine is, like how much work we're getting done, whatever it is, we should really focus on the characteristics that a lot of women have. And I think if we focused on that, we'd actually find a lot more commonality. And if we focused on the commonality, we would actually forge better relationships and better friendships because we'd be focusing on the things that we love and enjoy. And this is the reason why I love this exercise because it's so easy to do. It's 4 questions. You know, you can do it at home. You can do it in under 10 minutes. And I feel that it's a really powerful thing for you to reflect on yourself about how other people talk to you, but also on how you talk to other people.
Definitely.
And so like for me, and when I was talking to my friends, it was kind of brutal. I was like, I actually always talk about people's appearances. And that's not to be because I'm obsessed with appearance, but it's more that it's the natural thing in my head to say, you look amazing or you look so nice. Even when someone doesn't wear makeup, the first thing I'll say is, you look so nice without makeup.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to say it in a horrible way.
Do you know what? It's just made me think. It's just made me think because when I think about the 2000s era and even now, I think because women have always been trained to look good for a man.
Yes.
It's always been like that. It's like, oh, you can't look old. We need someone that looks young because you know,
Yes.
men have got to find you appealing.
Yeah.
Rather than women just owning the space and being like, no, like I want to look good for me. Like and not,
100%.
you know, not for somebody else.
But I also think women try and look good for other women.
Yeah.
Like we're constantly comparing ourselves to
Yeah.
other women and we want other women to notice what we've done or how we are. We should really just be focusing on ourselves, like what makes
Definitely.
us feel good. And it can be really tricky at times because we're so conditioned by, you know, social media and TV and so much other stuff.
Yeah.
But I also think that if you really sit down and think about it, if you really are someone who's sure of yourself, you'll know what's right for you.
Definitely.
Like it is easy to get conditioned. You know, sometimes I think, should I get Botox? Should I not? But when I really do think about it at home, I'm like, why am I getting it done? And I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
And I'm too sometimes scared to have that conversation with myself. I'm like, I'd rather push it away. But I think that this has kind of made me think I really do need to sit down with myself and think about what I really think of myself,
Mm.
because that's the only thing that's going to give me that confidence. And, this exercise is actually on the Dove website. There's like a body confidence journal. There's so many other tools as well. I'm sure you've kind
Yeah.
of looked at them. But for anyone who's listening at home, I think it's a really great way to kind of spend an evening by yourself, to
Yeah.
go through these questions. It's kind of like an act of self care
Yeah.
that we're
Yeah.
not necessarily taught.
And also we have to remember that the things that we say and do now are going to have an impact on the next generation, just like the little 7-year-old girl
Mm.
I was talking about. It's had such a good impact on her life. And when the next year of school starts, and then they get taught about Nicola Adams, that's probably going to help somebody else. And you never know, what you say might help somebody in some way, just like you with the guy that bumped into you on the street.
Yeah, it's all these small things.
Yeah.
And I guess that, you might think that it's really small for
Yeah.
you to say, but for someone else, it's huge and it
Mm.
makes such a big impact on them. So, as much as we can, we've got to be a bit more conscious. We've got to be a bit more aware of these little things that we say, because not only do these little things add up, they
Mm.
also add up to make a huge impact on other people. And also, kind of, this is only just one strategy of how you can deal with body talk. I think there's loads of other stuff, and you can look at it on the Dove website. There's like a journal. I think it's like really powerful. I don't know if you've kind of been through it, but there's so many other ways in which we can kind of do other exercises when it relates to body talk, because
Yeah.
they're so ingrained within us. We just aren't really aware of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing I really actually love about your journey is you've talked a lot around confidence,
Mm.
right? Like, you weren't so confident when you were younger, and then you're just like, I'm going to wear the dress. And then you're like, no, I'm not wearing the dress. And now
Yeah.
you seem so much more confident, being like, I would just never do that right now.
Mm.
So I really want to talk about redefining confidence on your own. What's something you used to tell yourself about your body that you've had to unlearn?
I guess that it's okay to not look like a boxer, have that exact physique that I used to have when I was boxing, because I spent the majority of my life being an athlete and being a boxer. I was used to seeing myself a certain way. So I guess it was, now that I stopped boxing, it was learning to see myself in a different way,
Yeah.
because having that physique constantly, it cannot be maintained for the rest of your life. It just
Why?
can't, because it'd be just, one, I was a weight division that is not sustainable to stay at. For somebody my size, it'd be just, it's crazy. Like, I could literally make weight um for the time that I'm boxing. So to make weight, I'd sit in the sauna the day before for an hour. I
Oh my
probably
gosh.
I wouldn't eat or drink anything the night that I'm going to sleep, just so that I can make weight in the morning. So doing things like, unless I'm going to be prepared to do that for the rest of my life, which I'm not, that's how I would look that way. And
Mm.
so I know it's not something that can be maintained. So it was teaching myself that, no, this is actually what a normal weight for my body type. This is what I should look like.
Yes.
Not so not so skinny. Like, I wouldn't be able to maintain that.
Also, I think something you just mentioned there, which is really powerful, is you don't have to fit a certain ideal to do a certain thing.
Yeah.
So you can still box, but not be at that like tiny weight. You might have to go into another weight division,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
can still do the thing that you love without doing what stereotypically you think that you need to do.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who work on social media and they say, I never thought I'd be able to create content because I have this, or this.
Yeah.
And there's space for everyone.
Yeah, there really
We
is.
don't all need to conform to being like a size 0 with like Botox and like lashes and everything done, because we think that's what like an influencer looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the same thing that you're saying with boxing. I don't need
Yeah.
to conform to this weight ideal to still box.
Yeah, it really is. And I guess by showing up and being seen, you're
Yes.
helping somebody else. Like, oh, they'll see that content and be like, oh, they're like
Right.
me. They do,
Yeah.
I can relate to that. I don't have to be this stereotypical inner box.
So true.
And I think, going back to Strictly again, I think when I think about when I did what I did, going on to the show, the same sex partner, it was something that had never been done before. It was something completely out of the box. I didn't know how it was going to be perceived,
Mm,
whether there was going to be a ton of negative comments, whether it was just going to be all gravy. I didn't know what was going to happen. And so it was a very, I guess I was quite nervous about it, but I
yeah,
knew that it was something that I had to do
yeah,
because I wanted to represent um, a lot of people that aren't represented. And I think by doing things like that and somebody stepping out of the comfort zone, it
mm,
really helps other people see that, oh, okay, this can be me one day.
so
Because
true.
before I did that, no one would have ever thought about, a woman dancing with a woman on Strictly or a guy dancing with a guy on
So true.
Strictly. They'd have never thought that was ever going to be possible until somebody steps out of the comfort zone and says, "Hey, I'm going to push the boundaries and
So true.
break the mold."
How did you unlearn those things though? Like, what would you recommend to someone who's sitting at home right now, thinking that they're still not enough just based on their appearance?
I'd say that you are enough, and everything that you've been told is a lie. That's the problem. You've been told and fed this lie of what you're supposed to be like, what you're supposed to act like, and none of it's true. You're supposed to just be you and just
Mm,
be comfortable in your own skin. You are strong.
yeah.
You are special. It don't conform to something that's a lie.
I think this problem is that so many people don't know what their strengths are.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have no idea. And so they're just constantly looking for how they improve their weaknesses, what they don't have,
Mm.
where if we also have negativity bias. So if, for example, right now, I gave you 15 dogs, right?
Yeah.
And there was one snake with the 15 dogs, your brain would go to the snake.
Yeah,
Right. So
yeah,
that's the way that we're wired,
yeah,
evolutionary. So it's really interesting now, people can, feel the most confident. They can, whatever, have the best clothes, have the best face, have the best body, whatever that means. But there will be one thing that they will feel like, oh, I don't have enough of that.
yeah,
And we're not
yeah,
told to embrace the things that we have. We're
yeah,
told to always look for the things that we don't.
yeah.
And so I think that can be really, really challenging for people as well. How do you define beauty for yourself now?
Beauty for myself now is just showing up and being me,
Mm,
and being the person that I am, and not fold into what I guess whatever the trends are now,
yeah.
or whatever the beauty standards are now, just being authentically me.
How does that kind of change though from the beauty that you were kind of taught?
It's changed dramatically.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've been on covers of magazine, I've been featured in Vogue and Vanity Fair, and just like being in these magazines, that would have never have happened
Mm,
when I was younger, in that era, in the 2000s era, never would have happened ever.
it's so true.
Yeah, and I guess for me it just shows how far society has come in that respect of showing the different diversities. And I think I guess I guess it's thanks to people like me and other women out there that have broken boundaries,
Mm,
that has really helped just shift that focus.
yeah, for sure.
It's thanks to women, breaking boundaries and stereotypes, and it's the one of the reasons why I wanted to partner with Dove,
Mm,
to really open people's eyes and to make them see that it's not about beauty standards. You
yeah.
can be who you want to be.